Well, we'll start off with our first team in this preview with the defending MAC Red champions, the Dakota Cougars. With 4 straight MAC Red titles and counting, they are primed to make another run at it. New head coach Greg Bauer takes over for Mike Giannoni at the helm and is looking forward for the challenge.
Go! Get there!
Beyond excited. It's been a seamless transition. Kids have been awesome. This is the best summer we've ever had as far as turnout and conditioning. I think it's natural when you have a coaching change, there's some excitement there, but our kids have just been phenomenal, and I'm beyond excited.
Coach G brought us up. We're just working off that. Coach Bauer is a good coach for us. I think he's a really good fit. We're just basing it off that. We're just going to take it day by day.
Our coaching staff is almost exactly what it was. We have a couple of additions, and both the additions I've coached with prior, so there's no unfamiliarity there. And the kids know us, and I know the kids, so that's a huge thing. It's like, like I said, it's been a seamless transition. I've been here for 11 years. It's not like anything's really new to me. The only thing new is all this paperwork that I suddenly have. But everything else is pretty normal, and the kids are treating it that way, and it's been a great start so far.
Go!
This year's team's very, very hardworking. We're working our butts off out here. We're all dedicated, and we all have great chemistry, and great chemistry just leads out here, us having fun. And us having fun is, I think, a big key, because if you're having fun, then we want to keep doing things, and we keep getting better and progressing.
Our running back, Kaiser Carlton, he's a 3-year starter for us. Our offense kind of goes around him. And then our quarterback, Brett Drosky, he's had an unbelievable summer, working his tail off. The mental part of the game is really coming to him now. He just looks like a whole new quarterback. He's going to have a great year. And then our skill guys, we have every skill guy back. Jalen Hall has looked phenomenal this summer. Evan Civic, AJ Caldwell, and then Ronye Walker. Also Dmitry Donikoff, our tight end, and then we returned 2 linemen too. And then the linemen that didn't return, we have some really talented young players to fill those spots. So offensively, we should be pretty good. And defensively, we returned 6. I love those 6 guys, and the guys that are stepping in to replace the guys that left, I really like too. So right now, I'm really, really happy with where we are. I love the way we're working. It always comes down to who stays the healthiest. But if we're healthy, I think we have a very, very good team.
It all starts with our first game, Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Very, very good team. We're ready for anyone. It doesn't matter who it is. We're all going to come out here and compete and play to the best of our abilities.
They have a great tradition. They're state champions back-to-back. This will be the 3rd year in a row we've opened up with a defending state champion, so it's not new to us. And it's kind of good in the way when you open up with a team like that, it gets the kids' attention all summer long. There's no slacking off because we know what's ahead of us. But we look at it as a challenge. We'll be ready. They're coming here. They're a good team. We're a good team, so it should be a great football game. We open with a state champion, and then we play a state champion in our league. So the MAC Red is if not the toughest division in the state, one of the top 2 or 3. And now with Romeo being in, Romeo is just an unbelievable program that just adds to it. There are no easy weeks in the MAC Red. There never have been, but now especially with Romeo in there. Now we play Ford in our non-league, and Ford's really improved. It's a meat grinder, and again, it's whoever stays the healthiest, whoever can, stay on point. But, I like our chances with anybody. It's just a matter of, can we focus week to week and do what we need to do.
Set, go!
In your opinion, what are the strengths of this year's team that you can see?
I would say our skill positions for sure, and then our experience, because a lot of our guys are back. And overall team speed. I would think those 3, skill positions, speed, and experience. I think the experience one is probably bigger than all of them, because we have guys that have been through it a little bit, been to a regional final against Cass Tech, and been in close games. So it's not new to them, and now they get to take that next step. But we take it day by day. We try to, it sounds like a Jim Harbaugh cliche, but we want to be better today than we were yesterday. We want to be better the second session today than we were the first session. Take it in little small bits, and as those add up, we're going to get better as a team. We don't want to look too far ahead. We really don't even want to look to St. Mary's yet. We just want to work on us right now. And then when you get into the season, the way our schedule is, it's got to be game by game, week by week, and continue to improve. And if we take care of us and continue to improve, the sky's the limit for this team.
All right, Brad, Dakota obviously is going to be the favorite. A lot of the coaches have mentioned that. They have a lot of those players returning. They've won 4 straight MAC Red titles, so obviously they're going to be the favorite again.
Yeah, tradition never graduates, and that's especially true with Dakota. 16 straight seasons they're looking to make the playoffs. A new head coach, it's not much of a transition. He's been with the program for 26 years, 11 years as an assistant coach or JV coach. and it's Coach Bauer, who's coached under 4 Hall of Fame head coaches, a guy that gets the system and won't be that hard of a transition.
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind, the coaching change, and I call it the coaching carousels a little bit in the Mac Red. Bauer brings on Mike Carr, who used to be over at Chippewa Valley for several years, won a state championship back in 2001. So he's got a little bit of knowledge that he's bringing over there to Dakota. So they don't really lose anything from the coaching aspect. But when you look at their team, last couple seasons we've called several games for Dakota. Kaiser Carlton, that running back position, one of the best high school players in the MAC,
maybe
even the state of Michigan. Yeah, I mean he's a beast back there in the backfield. And Bauer said it himself, they're going to run their offense through him. Yeah,
and this is a team that scored 30 or more points in 8 games last season, really leading the charge. Kaiser Carlton, an Eastern Michigan commit, 19 touchdowns, over 1,300 yards rushing, and he had 6 games over 100 yards. And don't forget, he also was injured late in the season last year, only appeared in 10 games. If they can keep him healthy, they're going to be outstanding once again. They also have a senior quarterback in Brett Drosky, who can really light it up and throw the ball deep to Jalen Hall.
Yeah, you heard in the package, obviously, Coach Bauer indicating that the offense should be pretty good. They're only replacing a few guys on the offensive line, but most of those guys come back and they've got the skill guys on the outside, so they should be pretty good. All right, let's take a look at their schedule real quick. August 25th, Orchard Lake St. Mary's. It's a game they all talked about there. You heard some of the players, and obviously Coach Bauer mentioned it. Start off with a state champion. Following that up, a home game against Eisenhower on September 1st, and then it's 2 road games against L'Anse Creuse and Warren Mott. Home on the 23rd against Stevenson. On the road on September 30th against Utica Ford, which is a crossover game. The 7th of October, that's the big rivalry game on the road at Chippewa Valley. And then they close out their final 2 against Romeo at home, and then L'Anse Creuse North, another crossover on the 21st of October. And Brad, when you look at this schedule, he mentioned it. You start off with a state champion, but now you got a state champion in your league in Romeo, on top of your teams like Eisenhower and Stevenson and Warren Mott. I mean, it's just every week is going to be a grind.
Well, I think the coolest thing, too, is Dakota has never shied away from playing the toughest competition. 3rd straight year they open up against a state title holder, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, who won the Division III state title last year. Obviously, you mentioned Romeo in the mix and late on in the season. Don't forget that Warren Mott game. Dakota, that was their lone league loss last year on the road at Mott. They have to go to Warren once again to play Mott. That's a tough game always for Dakota.
Yeah, and of course, L'Anse Creuse North, the team that we'll hear a little bit about later on, is now a crossover game. Used to be a league game, so that's still going to be a tough one for them at the end of the year. But from top to bottom, Stevenson, Eisenhower, Chippewa Valley, those each and every week, those games, just mean so much. And if Dakota can run the table and have another successful year, maybe go 8-1, 7-2, that's probably going to get it done.
Well, if you look too at their schedule, some of their more important games on that schedule are at home. Eisenhower, Stevenson, and Romeo, probably the 3 teams that'll be in the mix for that top spot in the MAC Red. All home games for the Cougars, and that Orchard Lake St. Mary's game to start the season will also be played on their home turf. If they can win that game in week 1, wow, look out. They might be on to something really good this season.
Yeah, well, we anticipate that they're going to have a fine season. They always seem to do that.